Welcome back to the OBIS data formatting series. In this video, we will learn how to publish our dataset on an IPT. Here we have already uploaded our data, mapped it to Darwin Core, and filled in the metadata. So from the dataset overview page, we're going to scroll down to the publication section. I'm going to click the three dots and then click Publish. If you are updating data, you can provide a summary of what has changed in the new version. Once you have provided a description, click Yes. It's important to note that while we have published the dataset, the data is not yet public. In order to make it visible, you must scroll to this section, click Change. Now you have the option to change the visibility either immediately or at a set date if you need to delay publication for some reason. What if you want to publish your dataset in GBIF as well as OBIS? Well, if the IPT you are publishing on is already associated with the GBIF publisher, all you need to do is scroll to this registration section, click the three dots, and then click Register. You must confirm that you have read and understood the GBIF data sharing agreement, and then click Yes. If you are the admin of an IPT and would like to know how to register your IPT with GBIF, the first thing you need to do is make sure your organization is registered as a GBIF publisher. So let's look at how to do that. So we have navigated to the Become a Publisher page on the GBIF website. And you'll notice the first thing you have to do is check if your organization is already registered as a GBIF publisher. So you can search for organizations here. For example, if I search for OBIS, we can see many of the nodes are already registered as a GBIF publisher. But if our organization is not in this list, then we will check this box, make sure you accept the terms and conditions, and then fill in your organization details. So for example, let's fill in details for the OBIS Secretariat. We have the organization name. The home page, we'll use the OBIS home page. For email, it's a good idea to use an organization email, such as a help desk, since people can move over time. The address of the organization. Of course, the city and country. And then you should provide a brief description. Now we can find your organization on the map. For endorsing node, because we are associated with OBIS and it will be marine data, we will select the second option for marine data publishers and requesting endorsement for OBIS. The next question, are you associated with a project funded by GBIF? The OBIS Secretariat is not, but if you are, make sure to click Yes. And then finally, you need to provide some contact information. And again, it's a good idea to either provide an organizational email here or add administrative and technical contacts below. You will provide a brief description of what kind of data you will publish on the IPT. So metadata, occurrence, and sampling event. If you also intend to publish checklist data, make sure to check that. So I've provided just a very brief data description here, but you can provide some specific details as applicable. The next three questions are related to running the IPT server. So answer yes or no depending on your organization's capabilities to host a server for your IPT. And then simply click Register Organization. After registering your organization, you will receive an email welcoming you to the GBIF network and confirming the endorsement of your organization. This email will also contain a token for your organization, which will be used to register the IPT with GBIF. This will allow any datasets on your IPT to become registered with GBIF as we showed earlier in this video. So let's look at how to register your IPT now. From the IPT homepage, we'll navigate to the Administration tab and then select GBIF registration options. The first thing we need to do is validate the URL of the IPT. Next, we have to fill in this below information. For organization, it should be the one that we just registered. I'll type in OBIS Secretariat. So we need that shared token. Again, the shared token was provided to you in an email after your organization was successfully endorsed. So copy that from the email and paste in the proper box. I need a title and an IPT password, as well as a description and contact information. It's a good idea to provide contact information for the IPT administrator here. And as a reminder, it's good practice for the contact email to be organizational rather than the email of an individual. Now we'll go up and click Save. And now the IPT has become registered with GBIF. Once a dataset has been registered with GBIF, you can add it to the OBIS network. This also applies if you are a GBIF publisher and want to associate datasets with OBIS. To do this, simply navigate to the Network section on the Resource Overview page. Then on the right, click Add. From the drop-down menu, we will select OBIS. Then click Add again. Your dataset will be automatically detected and a GitHub issue will be generated for you on the OBIS Network Dataset repository. So let's take a look at that repository now. This is the repository homepage on GitHub. You can see a list of all issues here. So once your dataset has been added as an issue, you will be able to track it in GitHub. The OBIS Secretariat will assign an OBIS node to quality control check the dataset and endorse it to be added to OBIS. So for example, we can see that this dataset was endorsed by the OBIS USA node manager, and then it was added to OBIS. So once the dataset is endorsed, OBIS will harvest your dataset directly from the source IPT, the issue on GitHub will become closed, and your dataset will be added to OBIS. So if you are an OBIS node, it is important that you create a GitHub account so you can be assigned datasets to quality control and endorse in this way.